Hi guys, welcome to today's video and welcome back to the December 2021 Scrawlrbox. I hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year. You can let me know in the comments below, did you get any arty gifts? If so, what? Yeah, I'd like to know what everyone got and what everyone's been able to create. So there's two agendas with this video, and the first one is to return to the Scrawlrbox and make another piece. This is something I started with my last Scrawlrbox video. My upgrade video will have one soon. I believe it'll probably be my next video or the one after. But today we are going to be creating an image of the Iron Man mask with the Scrawlrbox because I really thought that these supplies would be fantastic to create the mask, because obviously it's metallic armour. The other agenda that I have here is to tackle something, because I thought it was the way that I went about this artwork would be a good way to start talking about it, is the very taboo subject of tracing. Now, over the last few months that I've been active on social media, I've been asked quite a lot my thoughts on tracing. Do I do it? Yes. When do I think it's appropriate? And you know, and my thoughts on you know, if tracing is used regularly, what kind of happens? So I'm going to go into this briefly. I need to stress to you that this is my opinion. However, it is a taboo subject and it is frowned upon in the art community. But I'm going to tell you what I think and why I think. So basically, first off, I am using tracing to transfer an image I've already drawn in my sketchbook to my, well, it's the black paper that we got in the Scrawlrbox. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I knew that I had already drawn the Iron Man mask, and I was confident in that pose, and that would be a good pose to show off the art supplies we got. Now, this is a drawing that I did in preparation for Posca Artist of the Year, the first time that I entered the heats. Drew them on now. Actually, these drawings have come from a tattoo design I did like 7, 8 years, I think. Well, I have an Iron Man tattoo, and it's basically this. So it's probably about 8 years old. Because I was really happy with this, I didn't want to have to struggle to draw it again, because it's not the easiest thing, and it's exactly the pose I wanted. And this actually isn't a sketch. Normally what I would do is I would do a sketch in my sketchbook. If I was happy with the sketch, I would then trace the line art from it and then transfer it over to whatever I'm using. With this is more of a polished piece I'm doing it with, but the concept is the same. And I stress this to you, I am tracing my own original artwork that I hand drew in the first place onto another piece of paper. And this is where I believe that not only is tracing acceptable, it's a very important skill to have, because as artists, we should be sketching out our ideas. And if those ideas are good enough, great, trace it, transfer to whatever canvas. It could be paper, stretched canvas, shoes, an item of clothing. The importance of a good tracing is time. Don't rush it out. You want to get your line work correct, because if you trace something badly, but you want a good sketch transfer. Where I don't believe that tracing is appropriate is to take a reference image, trace the reference image, claim that you've drawn it. This is not acceptable for two reasons. First of all, you can't trace something and claim that you've drawn it, because you have not drawn it. You've just basically copied an image like a computer would. You know, you're not drawing it, you're not recreating it. You have literally traced it, and that's not drawing. And the second thing is it's a tough one to breach, but a lot of people think that tracing not only is okay, but it's going to teach you how to draw. When in fact, actually, it's not. Tracing's not going to teach you proportions. It's not going to teach you about fine details. These are all things that drawing, using your eye, transferring, practice. Anyway, that's just my standpoint on it, really. I understand why people trace, because they want to be good at art. But unfortunately, you're not going to get good at art, good at drawing by tracing. And unfortunately, a lot of people think that it's acceptable to do that. And I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but that's my opinion on it. And that's a lot of people's opinion on tracing. If you want to learn how to draw a portrait, you need to draw a portrait, and you need to draw it properly. Usually that involved guidelines, grids, whatever. I'm quite bad in that I do everything by eye, and the term winging it should be my middle name, but that has worked for me. I mean, some people can wing it, some people can just look at something and draw it, but that actually takes a lot of practice, and I've been doing that for 30 years. Don't fool yourselves, and most people don't lie. If you want to draw, it's hard, but you have to put the work in, because like I say, tracing's not going to teach you proportions. Just practice. That is what's going to do it. Practice, practice, practice. Be honest with yourself. You know, you can do it. Don't take shortcuts. And you know, even you could trace a portrait. And this is an example of why tracing can be really bad. You could trace a portrait, but sometimes, even if your line work is spot on, you've traced it spot on and the transfer is spot on, sometimes photographs don't always translate into artwork, and you need to tweak things. Like, sometimes I might have to make eyes slightly bigger. Now, you wouldn't notice by looking at the image that I've done that, but it's something I would have done to make the image stand out better. Sometimes you have to alter a face to make it look like that face. And I'm not just talking about eyes, I'm talking about, you know, noses, and that can go for other things like drawing animals or whatever. But anyway, that's my standpoint. To conclude, yes, it's okay to trace if you're tracing your own artwork. Tracing something and passing it off as your own work is not okay. And it's not going to teach you how to draw. And I would recommend that either just practice or take classes. It's the best thing to do. You know, if you want to draw properly, then draw properly. And it might take a lot more work, but this really, honestly, the best way forward. And that's what, you know, I have done and many other people I know have done. And honestly, like, you will get there. Tracing is not going to teach you how to draw, I'm afraid. I'm not criticising anyone. I'm not telling people they're wrong. This is just my standpoint. And, you know, if you disagree with me, let's have a conversation in the comments, because I'm willing to discuss it, and I'm willing to go into more detail as to why I believe that's wrong. But anyway, so onto the artwork. What you can see is I have transferred my image, and I am now, it wasn't very dark, so I'm just going back over those lines so I can see them. This was a really good SCRAWLRBOX. We got this black paper, which was by Art Gecko Sketch, who are a British company. Their sketchbooks are amazing. They sell them on Amazon, so like, check them out. Honestly, I use a lot of their stuff and it's fantastic. We got Spectrum Noir metallic paint markers. They are oil based as opposed to acrylic, so they are quite different to, say, a Posca. We got a black Posca pen. We got a Sakura Jelly Roll in either pink or purple, and I got pink. And we got the Derwent 2B pencil. It was a really, really good box, and I really enjoyed it. And the only thing I can say is a criticism, and it's not really a criticism. It just, like, the pens smelt quite a lot, and it wasn't overly pleasant, but it's something that, you know, I could deal with. These aren't supplies that I would probably use in an abundance, or like I would probably use them for more smaller details. So it wouldn't be in the real world, if I was using these, it wouldn't be so much of an issue. I really, really enjoyed this box, and one of the first things I thought of, even though I didn't actually do it in the first video, was the Iron Man mask. As I touched on earlier, I think I touched on it earlier. I don't know. Yes, my Iron Man tattoo. I may have done. Do you know, I've re-recorded this audio so many times I cannot remember what I've actually said. But yes, I have an Iron Man tattoo, and this is where this image actually has come from originally, and then it was transferred into the sketchbook for something else, and then obviously onto the SCRAWLRBOX thing. Yeah, I think, you know, the gold was spot on for Iron Man. It was great. And then we had the bronze, which obviously is not Iron Man colours, but worked really, really well. And the silver was great for highlights. And that pink was like, you'll see later on that I used the pink instead of a blue. And it was just, I really enjoyed Sakura Jelly. I think they're fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to leave you to the video. It's my rant about tracing over. Once again, please do not take offence by what I said. And if you disagree with me, please let me know. Don't just dislike the video if you don't agree with me, because that's counterproductive. It doesn't harm me. It doesn't tell me what I've done wrong. It just means that you've hit a button. So, you know, please, by all means, tell me, and you know, I'm happy to talk about it. Also, like, let me know what you thought of this box. It was a nice surprise. I remember when it arrived, and I said to some of my friends, I was like, just hadn't got it. I was just, don't shake the box because it gives it away. You know, paint markers have a very distinctive sounds to them if you shake them. So I was like, don't shake it. But I didn't tell them why. Just don't shake it. But yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll have a little catch up at the end. So until then, I will speak to you soon. come to the end of the video. So that is this SCRAWLRBOX complete. If you would like to see anything else that I may create with the box, then please head over to my Instagram account, where I will, I basically post everything on there. You can find me there at Zoe Hartist. I will leave a link below so you can click on that and find me. And I will also leave a link below to all my other social media accounts, which are on Facebook, TikTok and Twitter, although I'm not quite as active on the others as I am on Instagram. Yeah, so like, as I said before, tell me what you thought of the box. What did you create with the box? And if you don't subscribe to SCRAWLRBOX, I'm also going to leave a link below where you can get yourself a discount when you take out a new subscription. I believe SCRAWLRBOX is approximately £16.95 a month. That's in pounds. So you would need to convert that for your own currency if you don't live in the UK. So yeah, and also let me know what you thought about tracing. Was I wrong? Do you not agree? Do you agree? What do you think about it? Again, let me know in the comments below. And also, if you liked the video today, I have other videos on SCRAWLRBOX you can check out. I've got a video on Upcray, and I've got some speed draws, various things going on. So if you subscribe to my channel, you will see much more content from me. Also, it'd be really cool if you give us a thumbs up. And hit the bell if you want notifications for future posts. So until the next video, it's a bye from me. Bye.